you'll see that these clout superstars that are Alex and Jesse, the pressure's insane. They have brands that are worth more than companies, and they must uphold a higher net growth every year. What is up, everyone? It's Russo. I hope everyone is doing well. Today's ASMR spritz, I'm spritzing before I'm sipping, is Intelligent Elephant Carbon, coupon code Russo, ASMR sip 1907. Welcome to another BS Cloud Grab. Woo! Gonna be reacting to Jesse James East. I don't know about that Disney kid Jesse James West, Andrew, but I do like Jesse James East. Definitely seems based. You know, the West looks like, you know, Jake Paul when he first started at the Disney Channel. I have already featured Alex Eubank on this channel, and I commend his honesty about discussing the dark side of bodybuilding instead of just doing it behind the curtain and then focusing on maintaining this perfect brand image. He's just publicly saying he's thinking about going to the dark side. We have Jesse James East, Jesse James West, Jesse James South. We know that Jesse is a lifetime natty. I do not believe that he's ever touched PEDs. I think his physique is honestly completely naturally achievable, and he is a very good athletic, fit body. Now, Jesse James, Andrew, if you didn't know, he competed in like a bodybuilding show, which again, Jesse's like the top hustler. He's the top player. I'm not hating the top player, but he's, you know, million view video. When you're on that schedule, right, you start rushing things, and he rushed into a bodybuilding show, crashed his natural testosterone. We've already done where I roasted natural bodybuilding as a whole, and that is going to be the discussion, is two natties talking about, oh, jumping over the dark side, and we'll see what the cult lord Russo has to say about this. So check out Jesse James East vlogs channel as well as Alex Eubank.
Yeah, bro, you look a lot bigger. You sure you're still natty?
Not for long. Bro, being around the twins, bro, I think I'm gonna send it. I really might.
So the Trend twins are already causing people to join the dark side. I feel like, and again, I was talking to Andrew off camera, is that like everyone thinks that the Trend twins are on massive amounts of shit, and all their crazy strength and their crazy physiques are attributed towards the gear alone. They were already fucking beast before taking gear, and it takes years of abuse before you get a enhanced physique. You know, it takes a long time to accumulate that tissue, and I see a lot of haters on TikTok who are stick figures who think that, oh, I could be like the Trend twins next year if I just jumped on like grams and grams like they're on. First off, they're not on grams. They told me what they are on. They told me that they just started, and they told me that they want to go about it in the healthiest manner and learn how to track and document their biomarkers and keep up with their health, right? They are not this, oh, we just took steroids and a year later we're like at the top of the clout game and we're benching 4 plates. It's not like that. But when you're around someone who is, again, open and honest about PEDs, it always opens your mind. It's the gateway, right? The gateway is here, and it's already snaked into Alex. My 2 cents on this is I didn't need anyone's advice. I just fucking did it. You know, if you're going to do something, you do it, right? I already knew I was going to jump to the dark side. I made that decision with myself and overall everyone around me. Sure, their paradigms of view matter, but at the end of the day, I control my own destiny. I accept my own risk. I'm not going to pit someone on, you know, moving my path towards the dark side. So like Alex saying like, oh, the Trend twins have moved my path, my perception. It's like, no, maybe they just unlocked a different field of view for you, but you at the end of the day are going to make this decision. And on my Instagram at Russo Lifts, Andrew, Russo has to be like, do it, you know, like the Dark Sidious do it. Like I have to put that burden to make you jump to the dark side on me. It's not on the Trend twins. It's not on them. They're just being open and honest and transparent, and they were definitely open to discussing all the side effects and the serious consequences that could come about playing with that fire. So let's see what Jesse has to say.
Really?
But like I would only ever do like a TRT though, just to make me feel better.
That's how it starts.
So, Alex, TRT only, bro. TRT only, bro. I hate to break it to you. That's exactly how it starts. It starts with a low dose. It starts with SARMs only. It starts with HRT only. You start seeing more and more. Andrew already edited the Trend Twins talking about, then you want more power, more power, more power, more power. So to say that it's like you're full-blown natty, which I don't know what natty means anymore, right? I've been in the natural biohacking world recently and all these plant steroids and all these controlling things with plant extracts, like causing more side effects than sometimes using gear. It's just like the natural biohacking is getting out of hand to where it's like, are you natural or are you just supplementing all these extracts that are made in labs, but they can be found in nature? It's just like one of those things at this point where it's like, what is real natty anymore? Someone can define that in the comments below. But I agree that Jesse's just being honest with Alex, like, yeah, you say you're gonna do HRT only, and then the next time I see you, you're gonna look like fucking Adonis.
I don't think I would get addicted like that though.
So you're saying you're gonna send it?
So Alex thinks he wouldn't get addicted to PEDs. Your performance dramatically increases on PEDs, both mentally and physically, immediately. There will be no fucking feeling of dopamine going into the gym and bodybuilding after you go to the dark side and you come back. You will have to do powerlifting or something. You won't care about your physique. The pumps won't be the same. The mental vicious drive won't be the same. You are going to pay the piper, sacrifice years if you want to go to the dark side of bodybuilding, and you're going to enjoy all the benefits. It's like going to the bar every single weekend and never drinking, right? You can still have fun at the bar with not drinking. You can create your own dopamine, but a little alcohol and being conned in by everyone around you drinking is always a possibility at the bar. It's the same thing with the gym.
I think I'm like, I've never been so, I don't know. I'm gonna get like shredded again, see how I feel. If I feel like I can't maintain it, then I might be like, I'm gonna need a boost.
I'm gonna be the last survivor, bro.
Yeah, like
Jesse's gonna be the last survivor. Jesse for sure has no need to do PEDs. He's already a clout god. He's already top hustler. Everything is already set in stone, and he doesn't have to again play with his health to again push up. It doesn't seem like Jesse needs to, in his head, hold value towards this unnaturally attainable physique that is temporary, although it can't be bought. It has to be garnered essentially, right? You have to earn that enhanced physique, which Alex might put on a pedestal as far as value is. Like, for me personally, like, it takes a special mind to achieve one of those enhanced physiques where you're like, wow. And maybe getting to that point, the mentality of getting to that point, it might be worth the risk, right? The mental game. Now, that being said, Jesse can do that in any of his endeavors, and he's already been hyper successful. I could see how Alex, if his true passion is full-blown bodybuilding and fitness, bodybuilding won't be bodybuilding without steroids, period. Not hating. Let's throw up Jesse James natural. That's not healthy for him, and they're gonna go into that. And last time Alex was super lean, he learned the same thing. I'll have Andrew throw the story of when I talked about my one friend who competed naturally. So my friend, been on the channel, is doing his natural bodybuilding competition. He's around, I think, 6 weeks out. And to my eyes, he looks 2 to 3 weeks out. And I'm saying, yo, pump the brakes, recomp a little, chill out, and then cut further. He doesn't really listen to me, right? We are both young. I wouldn't shred farther. You're completely natural. We know how the hormones work. We're both smart here. He studied biochem. This person got me into SARMs and, biochem degree, and finished his biochem degree. And he's like, oh, yeah, he agreed. He kept shredding because he's chasing the shreds, right? Anyone who's been stupid shredded before fucks with your head, and you continue to want to see more lines every day. So he pushed on. By the time he actually got to 3 to 2 weeks out, I'm just like, this dude looks starved, right? Because his testosterone completely flatlined, because guess what? You need an optimum fat intake. You need to be at an optimal body fat to actually make natural testosterone. So he was losing gains by the week, atrophying away, all for this extra little tiny bit of leanness that he's sacrificing tissue, fullness, and just looking flat as a board, stringy as shit at this point. And he started out looking amazing. And when I told him to pump the brakes, like, that's what I felt like was an optimum, natural, healthy physique. Anyways, he continues on. He goes into the show. I think he gets third or second and completely lost all his size. Not being a dick, lost all his size. hormones flatlined, had crazy issues recovering his hormones after, and it was like, what was the point of stressing your body out like that? That did a lot of damage to the biomarkers. My friend competed naturally. I thought he looked really good. I told him to stop cutting, completely crashed his hormones, and you know, he ruined himself. You'll see that these clout superstars that are Alex and Jesse, the pressure's insane. They have brands that are worth more than companies, and they must uphold a higher net growth every year. Otherwise, they're going to think they're failing, including me, including anyone in the business of working for yourself and hustling. You know that you got to ride the wave, and that each wave, you got to ride it high, right? You can't just like skate through and think that, oh, you know, I'll never fall off. If you have that, you always have nightmares of the bottom. Even these two guys at the top always have nightmares of the bottom. So them figuring out their game plan for their careers this young is pivotal, and the risk factors are definitely weighed in the fitness industry, because the bodybuilding in general leads to thinking about performance enhancing drugs. It leads to thinking about testosterone, right? It leads to exogenously adding in natural plant extracts that are made in labs or synthetic androgens to, again, cause linear progression, because people are addicted to progression. People are addicted to garnering power, and this is what has always been in human history, right? And you have two guys who are natural debating the switch.
I don't know, I was talking to Larry about it.
So we should just do it together then.
Yeah.
Andrew, they should pin together. Bro, that pins together, stays together.
I think with how much you work, bro, I feel like you need it not just for like just the mental, I feel like it would help with that. Like, I don't care about gaining like 10 pounds of muscle from like, I don't care. I'm happy with my physique. I just want to be able to maintain being very lean.
This is an excellent point. When you're stupid lean, especially for Instagram, which the leaner you are, more attention you get. That's how it is, right? Jesse's ultimate hustler level 99, right? That dude is making so much content, has a whole content team, brand's insane. That's gonna weigh in on him, right? That weighs in on him. He might be able to tolerate extreme amounts of stress and pressure, but if he had a regulated hormone, meaning HRT, which is constant, right? It's more like a downward, like Monday, it's going down, Thursday, it's going down, right? But it's a constant level. With the natural testosterone, it spikes. So Jesse could be doing everything in his power to live the most optimal natural lifestyle, but because of his work output, the actions per minute might impact his natural testosterone, how he feels, especially when he's trying to maintain this lean physique. It might be more deleterious, I use that MPMD vocab word, might be more deleterious to stay natural during all that, right? You have a lot of entrepreneurs that are in my DM box that don't give a fuck about their physique. They give a fuck about peak mental performance. They give a fuck about their demeanor, their mentality in business negotiations. They give a fuck about their ability to continue to attack their actions per minute to go upwards. Entrepreneurial lifestyle, which these guys are both in and very successful at a young age, you must learn that your peak's basically whatever you want to make it, and as long as you get there in the safest method of getting to that mentality, the mentality is really that all that matters. And that is what Alex is harping on. Maybe it's not about the physique, maybe it's just about peak mental performance during these years of hustling, because both of them have about, in my opinion, 10 years of hustling before they're never broke again and they can do whatever they want with the rest of their lives. They have the ability, the platform to again break completely out of the matrix, and they're both going to, in my opinion. That's always the weighing factor, is like, I have a lot of guys that never have aspirations to go on stage, never have aspirations to be the biggest juiced up sidewalk cracking trend twin in the gym, right? They just want constant regulated hormones that they know aren't going to be impacted from shitty sleep, from working too much, from too much stress, from relationship problems. This is all things that HRT, and again, my company does it, it weighs in on these younger people who again are looking to maintain optimal performance.
And feel normal.
Yeah.
Instead of
I feel like
yeah, I want to be able to operate on that.
my show,
It's probably terrible.
I don't even like remember filming.
Yeah.
Like when we were filming together, I was
You look crazy though.
bro. I looked crazy. Did you see how low my test was?
Yeah. It was the same as me.
It was like 220.
Yep, that's what mine was.
So Jesse is an entrepreneur hustling his ass off and delivering performance after performance. Does this competition, which in my opinion, I think stupid, right? I think if you're going to respect bodybuilding, you do a legit competition and you don't rush it for clout. That's just my opinion. You know, I wish he took the time, did a real prep, and didn't do this 30-day rushed prep and then bomb thaw them out and maybe think about how to get down there and maintain a better optimal not crash physique. Now, this is all experiences that I'm sure if Jesse competed again, he wouldn't repeat. Basically, he had 200 tests, right? He's not going to feel good. He's not going to want to hustle during the rest of the day to get all this shit done for his career if his testosterone's 200. And the reason it is because he's unnaturally starving himself. The body does not know you're competing in a fucking bodybuilding show. It thinks you're fucking dying. So just take that into consideration.
What was that? When I was at like single digit body fat. If people try to say like, oh, their test is so low because they've taken before, I'm like, bro, if you diet down that hard, your test is going to be low.
This is very true. You can see that natural bodybuilders always end up crashing the fuck out of their hormones. Hormones are very dependent on, again, sleep quality, low stress, obviously sexual interaction, as well as optimal fat intake, as well as optimal calorie intake, as well as being at an optimal body fat for natural testosterone, which is normally around 12-13% for most males, right? There's certain males that can have optimal natural testosterone around 8, 9, 10%. Most males, me included, 10 to 13% is probably way better than trying to sit there under 10%. The minute I go under 10%, if I'm completely natural, I'm going to be sacrificing my hormone health to, again, maintain this clout look, to uphold the standards of beauty on Instagram, to gain me more clicks, to build my brand, to cause more sales and revenue. This is all things that are being weighed in by these hyper performing young entrepreneurs that are under extreme amounts of pressure from multiple deals.
Your body's in starvation mode where you're like dying basically.
When I posted my blood work when I was at 215, they're like, oh, he definitely took SARMs before. It wouldn't be that low. I'm like, you just never dieted that hard before. On top of also working all the time.
I know. Like I definitely have a high sex drive, but when I'm working a ton, it's like by nighttime, it's like, no, it's time to go to bed.
Yeah, you're done.
Like,
you
I'm
just
like,
wanna.
I have nothing left in my body.
Yeah.
Like even jerking, it's like I'm not gonna do it.
Yeah, there's no drive for it.
Yeah, unless there's an Alex Eubank next to me, like I'm just not excited, you know? Let's go, baby.
Suspect.
All right, to wrap up, you know, Jesse talks about he's worked all day, hustled all day, did 1,000 actions per minute the entire day, comes home, doesn't want to bang his hot girl. You know, that's not there because his body is so depleted from this unnatural dopaminergic state of being a entrepreneur that's hustling his ass off and achieving. This is going to impact sex quality. Sure, he can take a step back. Sure, do you need to have sex every night? No. But I personally do like having sex every night, and I know that my hormones are obviously auto-regulated. I control it. I exogenously control my sex drive. I can turn it up. I can raise my sex drive. I can lower my sex drive if it's getting too fucking annoying. I can just switch it up and constantly mitigate the variables based on I need more drive, I need more vigor. Now, again, Jesse is an outlier. Alex is an outlier. These are two guys in this weird spot where they have professional fitness careers laid out. The moral ethics debate of Jesse and Alex is playing out, where it's like we both have massive followings. We built them based on natural bodybuilding, and Jesse is like attuned to never touch PEDs. He did all the natural stuff, and Alex again preached the natural lifestyle up there, and they both delivered quality natural looks, natural physiques that are very impressive, very hard to get to, but in the reality of clout, in the reality of competing on an international stage against genetic outliers in a hyper-competitive industry that is rapidly changing, especially with the new way that people can blow up, fall off so easily, they redid the game, is going to play a question of, do I continue my ascension? Am I peaked? If I continue my ascension and I sacrifice this on my brand image, how will that impact my audience? Meaning Jesse is under insane amounts of pressure. Alex is under insane amounts of pressure. They are delivering natural physiques. If they want to continue to ascend with their physiques, they will probably need to consider exogenous androgens. That requires an acceptance that you will possibly, most likely, shave years off your life and cause health complications that will need to be harm mitigated, right? You are playing with fire. Now, is this worth it for them or not? Are they too young? What is the deal? Again, this is all all for debate of what people want out of life. I don't want to, again, skew the fact that it's a quality of life argument versus a quantity of life argument. And what people want out of life might be different than what you want out of life. And there are always 6 paradigms of viewpoint you can view a situation through to get the most rational view of which one to pick. Andrew, it's like Mass Effect when you're like picking the conversation tree. You have like the alternative endings. I used to play the game to get alternative endings. You learn that all these decisions lead towards a different path. So there's a fork in the road for both of them. Do they stay tried and true, stay natty for life, or is a day natty a day wasted? That's up for them to decide. I'll see you guys in my next video.